Hey, I'm Steve Krenz. We're back here at legendary Gruhn Guitars here in Nashville with George Gruhn. Tell us about one of the amazing instruments from the Clapton collection by Eric Clapton that is currently here at the store. George, what instrument is that? What do you have there?
This guitar is a Martin-style OM-28. OM stands for Orchestra Model. The OM was Martin's first 14-fret guitar. Prior to that, all the Martins had 12 frets clear of the body, joining here. So the body would have come up longer. When they wanted to make a guitar with a longer neck, they did this. And actually the first prototypes were made for Perry Bechtel, who was a great guitar and banjo player in Atlanta. They featured banjo-style pegs and a solid peg head. Now, Martin did solid peg heads early on with friction pegs. But these have banjo pegs that are geared, and a 14-fret neck. Most Martins back then had slotted peg heads, like a classical guitar, but Martin had been making gut string guitars for many, many years. The OM was their first 14-fret guitar, and the OM-28 was the first of the OM models. In '30, they came out with the OM-45 and OM-18, but the OM-28 came out in late '29, but this is a 1931 example. It has the full-size guard. In '29 and '30, they had a smaller guard that was about this size on the OM, because the OM was also one of the earliest models to come out with a pick guard as standard. Before that, Martins had no guard. It's also one of the first to feature the belly bridge rather than a rectangular bridge. This has the style 28 ornamentation with herringbone edge trim and Brazilian rosewood back sides and peg head veneer, zigzag back stripe, wood marquetry, and as is typical of Martins made before late '31, it has in the 28 just two inlays, slotted diamonds at 5th, one at 7th, two at 9th, and then by late '31 they had inlays going to the 15th fret, from the 3rd fret to the 15th at the position markers, but here they have just the markers on the side. This particular guitar is one that Eric purchased from me.
Really?
In March of 2013. He did a show at the arena downtown Nashville. And he came in, spent a couple of hours. He tried at least 20 guitars. And he had whittled it down to 2. Out of all the guitars he played in the store, he narrowed it down to this one. And it is a great guitar. It's set up really, really well. When we got it in, the original owner had already sent it back to Martin, and it had a crack in one side that they fixed, and you can't tell from the outside. They did such a perfect job that the crack is totally invisible. You can't see it at all. We reset the neck and did some fret work, and we replaced the wood peg head veneer with a plain rosewood plate, which is what it came with originally, so that it now is back to original spec. And that work was done before Eric bought it. So this has some work. The work on the crack on the side was done by Martin, and it's literally so good you can't find it even with a magnifying glass from the outside, but you can look inside and see. And then we did the next set, some fret work, and the peg head veneer, did the final setup work, and it plays extremely well. But that is the story on how Eric ended up with this guitar.
Wow. What an amazing instrument. Thank you so much, George, for telling us about it. Thank you once again.